Today on Teach Me How to Vegan.
So there's plenty of, like meat-ish fillings that you could do to make amazing tacos. And then there's other plant-based fillings that you can make for tacos that are surprisingly good, that are more than just peppers.
Yes.
Because
when we do fajitas, we just do peppers, and that's great.
And you could do it in like a crunchy taco. That would be super good. But I think that when people think of like vegan tacos, that's all they think of, which is good. And we're not limited to just that.
Exactly.
So, or my personal favorite, you could do a double decker.
Yes. I was going to ask if you have double decker somewhere on
That's
here.
our personal. Well, yeah, me and the boys.
You guys love the double deckers.
We're all about
They're
it.
tasty. That's good, huh?
So good. Welcome to Teach Me How to Vegan,
A podcast where we explore how to switch to a vegan diet.
I'm Tony, a health educator, fitness instructor, and plant-based eating program manager for Animal Protection of New Mexico.
I'm Mickey, a stay-at-home homeschooling mom and vegan cook who likes to play in the kitchen.
Our family stopped eating meat in 2007.
And we went vegan in 2016. Now we like to share with others what we've learned.
Thanks for joining us.
Let's get started.
Let's talk tacos.
Ooh, tacos.
This is one of your favorite
Yes, they are.
topics.
Yes.
Food groups.
Yes, it is probably... It might be my favorite. It's so hard for me to pick a favorite food, but tacos is definitely up there.
I think it actually might be
It
because
might be.
You choose it very often.
Yes.
And sometimes you like don't want to have a side with it because you just want to
I
eat
just
tacos.
want tacos. Yes. And it's always like you go towards burritos and I'm always like, no, there's tacos. What are you doing?
Right. I very much am more into burritos, but
yeah,
a lot of people are into tacos. So I thought let's do a whole episode about tacos and talk about all the fabulous ways that you can make vegan tacos, right?
We might have to have tacos for dinner then.
Let's start with the shells or the outer wrapping, if you will. So good news is, the vast majority of tortillas and taco shells and things that you can get are vegan.
Yes.
It's actually hard to find any that aren't vegan. They usually just use vegetable oil or corn oil or something like that.
Yep. And it's your crunchy tacos are usually vegan. The shells, the corn tortillas are usually vegan, and your soft flour tortillas are usually vegan.
Right. So you could
of course, lettuce, if you do lettuce tacos, those are vegan too. But why?
Of course. Well, I like lettuce wraps.
They're
things.
great.
I'm into that.
They're great.
Don't yuck my yum.
No. They're yummy. But when we're talking tacos,
Okay,
not
we're not
wraps.
talking lettuce wraps. All right. Well, that'll be another conversation for another day.
Yes.
Lettuce wraps. So you could just buy the store-bought crunchy taco shells, which are super good. Definitely pro tip, heat them in the oven.
Yes.
Before, I never used to do that my whole life until
Till
you were like, heat them in the oven first, and then wow, that makes such a difference. They get like so fresh.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
And so you could do that. You could also buy the corn tortillas and then put them in the oven, bake them to a crisp.
And there's all sorts of little gadgets and doodads to get the shape, or you could
Once we tried where you use a muffin tin upside down.
Yes.
And you put them in the
crevice or something
to get the shape, and then you bake them. If you want to go that route and be super healthy and ambitious, which we're never that ambitious. We just buy the crunchy taco shells.
I can't get them right, so I'd rather just if I'm gonna have corn tortilla tacos, then I want it to be like the Mexican style corn tortillas, where they're either lightly fried or they're just soft enough and they're pliable still. And if I want a crunchy taco, I'm just buying the shells.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, those are all the different ways you could do the crunchy. You could do the corn, the street tacos, the Mexican taco style, or you could do soft taco with the little flour tortilla, right? Or my personal favorite, you could do a double decker.
Yes. I was going to ask if you have double decker somewhere on here.
That's our personal, me and the boys.
You guys love the double deckers.
We're all about
They're
it.
tasty. They're tasty. I like mine separate most of the time still, but double deckers it did hit the spot the other day.
So if you're not sure what we're talking about, what you do is you take a flour tortilla, one of the small ones for tacos, and you spread refried beans
Yes.
over it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put a crunchy taco shell inside of that, and you wrap that
Crunchy.
you wrap the flour tortilla around the
Mhm.
crunchy taco, and then you make your taco as you would.
Yes. That good, huh?
So good.
It is good.
All right. So let's talk about the different types of fillings you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So many faux meats that are really good in tacos.
Yes. And this is our typical one because when I want tacos, I typically want like, I used to eat Taco Bell tacos and I really liked their soft tacos. And so sometimes I want just the crumble filling and I just season those bad boys up and so good.
The beef crumbles.
The beef crumbles,
that
yeah.
mimic ground beef, essentially.
Yes.
And there's really good brands. So there's Gardein,
Mm-hmm.
Morningstar, Impossible, and Beyond. The Gardein and Morningstar are a little bit lower priced
Mm-hmm.
than the Impossible and Beyond. And we like the Gardein and Morningstar
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah. And
do you
I
have
think,
a preference between those two?
well, the Morningstar comes in a value pack, so you get more tacos out of it.
Okay.
So there's
Good to
that.
know.
And I like those two because they have the most sort of neutral flavor. Like they have a bit of a flavor, but they don't have much seasoning. So you can add your own spices and seasoning to it to get your preferred taco flavor, whether that's from a packet or you make your own spice mix, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like those ones.
For people who want, I think the Impossible and Beyond are a little bit more like greasy, heavy, really mimicking that ground beef
Yeah.
texture and all of that.
Yeah. And the Impossible has one. It's either called Feisty or Fiesta. I can never remember. And that one's pre-seasoned and it has sort of like reminiscent of taco seasonings.
Oh, okay. I hadn't seen that
it.
one. I would guess it's Fiesta, but
Mm-hmm.
okay. Cool. Good to know. So that's
Yes.
kind of your beef.
Yeah, I typically do
coverage.
I typically do Morningstar because it comes in a value pack, so we get more tacos, and I season it myself.
Yeah, it's really good and it's flavorful. And if you put in a double decker, then you get
It's
the
really
beans
good.
with the beef, and it's the best of both worlds.
And for spices, in case we get that question coming up, sometimes recently I tried a Taco Bell season packet because I really wanted that reminiscent flavor for whatever reason. And I only used half of it for a value size pack, and it was just the right amount because, sometimes those are really salty.
Yeah.
And it's too much because we don't cook with a lot of salt. And I only used half, and it was really tasty. Otherwise, I do like cumin, smoked paprika, garlic, onion powder. I throw in some tomato sauce as like a seasoning also. And then it makes it... I'm sorry I keep going back to Taco Bell, but that sort of like consistency, I feel like the tomato sauce adds to it. And I do like the flavor that the tomato sauce adds. But my basic spices is like cumin, smoked paprika, garlic, onion, maybe a little pepper, a little salt. And I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that sound right?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another like spice packet that's super good is the taco spice from Trader Joe's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That one's really good.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah. Again, only half for our value pack size of Morningstar because we don't do that much salt, and those typically tend to be pretty salty.
Golden rule: you can always add, but you can never take away.
Yes.
So tread lightly.
Yes.
Proceed with caution. All right, so then let's talk about chicken tacos.
Yes.
Because
you were shooketh.
We hadn't done them on a regular basis or just really done them. Well, since going vegan, we used to make chicken tacos before we were vegan once in a while. Because we would buy this little canned chicken that would shred up,
shredded
remember?
chicken,
and it was really good. And then we went vegan, and then I just forgot that chicken tacos were a thing or something. I don't know.
Yep.
And then we did was it the Gardein?
It was probably Morningstar because that one also comes in a value pack.
Okay, so we probably
I try to buy the value pack for our family of 4. We have a teenager and an 8-year-old boy.
I confuse those two brands just because I think they're really similar and I like them.
Yeah.
Kind of both the same. So it's like whichever one's cheaper or apparently whichever one has a value pack is the one we buy. So anyway, we did the Morningstar chicken strip meal starters or whatever they're called. And you just saute those up, and then
I
we
think I
like to
had
break them
sauteed
up because they're like bigger
Yeah,
chunks.
and I think I had sauteed peppers with that
Yeah.
one when
Well,
we did
yeah,
it in tacos.
that's the way to do it. Peppers and onion.
Mm-hmm.
Saute some like strips of
Yes.
bell pepper and onion with those Morningstar
God, they were
chicken
so
strips.
good.
Break down the chicken into a little bit smaller pieces, and that might be the second best taco you'll ever have after a double decker.
It was so good. We
No,
were
they
all
so good.
like, we all just kind of looked at each other and ate in silence because it was so good. You just heard, oh my God, holy cow, holy cow.
First thing I said was, why don't we make these all the time?
They were so good. And we were all digging them or I was particularly digging them, I'll speak for myself, in the crunchy taco.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, those chicken strips with those sauteed peppers and onions and a crunchy taco.
Yeah, no, I was all about the crunchy
Mm-hmm.
taco. Because in the soft taco, it kind of just reminded me of fajitas.
Right.
Or something like chicken fajitas, I guess. But this had more like chicken than peppers, so it wasn't like exactly like fajitas. But the crunchy taco was where it was at.
We were amazed.
Yeah.
I guess we should have those again sometime
We
soon
absolutely
too.
should. So that's beef. That's your chicken. Sadly, we used to get the Morningstar pulled pork product, but that's been discontinued. So that's not really an option for tacos or anything else.
Right. But the jackfruit would mimic the pulled pork.
Right.
So you could use jackfruit to get that texture. And if you season it right, which is half the battle, I think, in vegan cooking, you just need the right
More
seasonings.
than half the battle, yeah.
Yeah. Then you can mimic it with jackfruit.
Yeah, and I think that would be good for like the street tacos or
Yes.
the Mexican tacos.
Yeah.
That would swear it would come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you could use like tofu or tempeh or seitan or some other like plant-based, quote unquote meat alternative in your tacos. And again, it's all about the seasoning and how you cook it.
Yes. Yeah. We did tempeh tacos not too long ago, right?
I was just going to say, I feel like we did, but I can't specifically remember how we did them.
I think we did.
I'm pretty sure we did
And
that.
because we broke them up
Mm-hmm.
to make
we
like
did.
crumbles.
Yeah, we did.
They were really tasty.
You're absolutely right. So there's plenty of, like meat-ish fillings that you could do to make amazing tacos.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other plant-based fillings that you can make for tacos that are surprisingly good, that are more than just peppers.
Yes.
Because
when we do fajitas, we just do peppers. It's just peppers of every color with onion and strips of tomato, and we saute it all up, and it's delicious.
Yeah.
And that's great.
And you could do it in like a crunchy taco. That would be super good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that when people think of like vegan tacos, that's all they think of. Because
Right.
when you go to like Chipotle or whatever place you go to and you order vegan tacos, it's like grilled veggies in a thing, which is good. And we're not limited to just that.
Exactly.
So you could, because speaking of grilled veggies in tacos, you could also do calabacitas.
Yes, and that's
tacos,
really good.
which are really good.
Yeah.
Again, don't get me wrong.
And we had a stint with calabacita tacos, and I would throw in some black beans.
Yeah.
I would drain like a can of black beans and rinse it really well and mix that in, and it's really delicious. Like that too.
Yeah. And you could also do just black bean tacos
Right.
as well. So, and just FYI, calabacitas, what they are is squash, corn, onion, green chili. Basically, that's like the basic ingredients, and you just saute it all together, and there you go, calabacitas. Sometimes people put cheese on them. You could or could not do some vegan cheese version. We usually just do them without cheese, because as long as you throw a bunch of green chili on it.
It's fine. It's delicious, actually.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
So those are some good fillings, but also I want to talk about one of surprisingly my favorite ways to make tacos is this lentil rice filling that you make, that I was so surprised with how much I liked it the first time you made it.
Yes.
You're like, we're going to make these healthy tacos with a lentil rice filling. And I was like,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah. You weren't convinced.
I'm happy to try anything.
Yes.
I'm one of those people. Fortunately for you, I'm very low maintenance in that way. And if I like it enough, I'll eat it again and again. I'm not like super picky. But I wasn't like super excited about it either. And so basically it's like brown rice and green lentils.
And spices.
And spices. And you cook it.
And onion.
You cooked it in the Instant Pot, and it kind of...
Crock pot.
Crock pot. I'm
The
sorry.
recipe I have is for a crock pot.
And then it kind of just, so it's not like really crumbly like meat is. It's like a little more,
It's almost mushy,
but not.
but not gross mushy.
I know. I wouldn't use. Yeah, I was afraid. It's almost like that, but I didn't want to use that word to like make people think I don't want mushy
Yeah.
stuff in my tacos. But it's hard to.
Because it can be used in double decker. Because we had some left over, so it's almost like the consistency of refried beans.
Yeah, almost, but not. But it's not.
Yeah, with different flavorings and stuff. Yeah.
And so you can make that and then put it in any shell that you want. And it makes really good tacos.
Yes, it's really, really good.
And it's a good way to get those lentils in, brown rice. If people don't really, you're not like a huge brown rice fan. Calling you out. But I
made a face. You couldn't see it. I like brown rice, but it's not necessarily my go-to. I grew up on white rice.
Yeah.
So.
But you like it in these tacos. So
I do.
So,
I do.
If you can do brown rice and green lentils, and then you put it in like a corn tortilla, and then you garnish it with some veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Super
really
delicious
good.
and
it is,
super healthy at the same time.
And it's I was surprised at how much I liked it in the crunchy tacos. Because I think sometimes I lean towards crunchy for that texture.
Yeah.
Because I like having like opposing textures. Like the filling is pretty soft and then you get a crunch from the lettuce, but I wanted more crunch in the taco and it was like perfect.
Mm-hmm. So highly recommend the lentil rice taco.
Yeah, we'll link
recipe.
that. And we've typically only made it in the crock pot as the recipe calls. I think I've tried to do it on the stovetop before and you just don't get the same kind of texture.
Yeah.
But you can play around with it. Like if the texture of how it comes out in the crock pot is not your cup of tea, but you like the flavorings, try cooking it in a different way. And then, because then if you like the like crumbly or you want to know that it's like rice and lentils or something, then try the stovetop. Same way with all the spices and everything. And maybe that will be up your alley more.
Yeah. And this one, it also goes really good as leftovers too.
Yes.
It like tastes just as good the next day.
Yes.
Heat it up, which is a bonus.
And like that marinating overnight and stuff.
As well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about other toppings, starting with cheeses.
Yes.
So cheese is a big thing for people.
Yes.
Understandably so. I feel like in tacos, my personal opinion, I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I feel like in tacos is a good time to explore with different vegan cheeses because it's not like the main part of your meal.
Yes.
It's not like in pizza or nachos or something where the cheese, like the meal's kind of built around the cheese. Yeah. It's just like a nice little addition. But the filling and the shell, and if you're into like salsa and stuff, that's like the main part of the taco, and the cheese is just a little afterthought.
No, I agree. I think that's a good point to make, is that if you're like sort of on the fence, or you only kind of like something, or you want to try a new vegan cheese, that this is probably in tacos is probably a good place to try them.
Thank you. So yeah, if you want to try some like cheddar shreds that you hadn't tried before, or if you haven't really tried any vegan cheese before, this is a good time, because if you have really good filling and if you have good everything else and the cheese isn't your favorite, it's not going to like derail your meal or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So we typically like to use the Go Veggie cheese if we're doing shreds, like vegan cheese shreds. Yeah. We like the Go Veggie. It kind of goes with everything. Right. I wouldn't like say it's our favorite, but it's just one of the more affordable ones, more accessible ones.
Exactly. It's been more accessible to us than other cheeses, particularly during the pandemic, because of the way in which we've been shopping during the pandemic. Yeah. With grocery pickup and stuff.
Right. So it's kind of become a go-to, and it's good.
Yeah.
We don't just deal with it. Like, it is really good.
Yeah. But the Daya cheddar, they reformatted their recipe. Thank you. And those ones are
the new Daya cheddar shreds. Yeah, they're actually really quite good.
Yeah, those are pretty tasty.
So recommend those, and also like the So Delicious brand.
Yes,
shreds.
Yes,
but some people swear by Follow Your Heart. Some people swear by VioLife.
Yeah.
So,
and then Whole Foods has their 365 brand, I think.
So there's so many options, but yeah, this is where I'd recommend just trying some different ones. See how they go.
Yes. You can also make a cheese sauce for your tacos, and works really nicely too. That goes particularly well in addition to your refried beans on your double decker.
Yes.
You did that recently, and you guys were
Yes.
all over that.
Yeah. So of course we'll link our go-to game-changing homemade cheese sauce recipe because we make it for everything all the time.
Yeah.
And I really like it with tacos, particularly with that lentil rice filling.
Yeah.
I think it goes super good with that. And then it's also super great for double deckers, like you said, because we what we did recently was a taco bar.
Yes.
Essentially. And yeah, I made a double decker and put the refried beans, spread it out on the tortilla, and then I just spread some of that cheese sauce on it.
And then you had shreds in your crunchy taco part, right?
No, I didn't do both. I didn't double cheese it.
Oh, okay. Well, you could have double
could've.
cheesed it.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I think
kind of an either or thing.
I think Teen did.
He's a smart kid. So yeah, you could make a cheese sauce if you want to try that, and yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Especially if you don't like the vegan cheeses.
Yes.
Try something else like a homemade cheese sauce because it's not trying to mimic exactly what dairy cheese is, and your brain's not gonna get that reaction like, I think it's cheese, but it's not lighting up my pleasure receptors like dairy cheese does, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a whole nother conversation, and we'll do a whole episode on cheese, on giving up cheese in the future, because that's a whole other conversation. But long story short, venture out with some vegan cheese shreds if you want, or try this homemade cheese sauce. It's a good topping for your tacos.
It is. And then it's nice because it makes a pretty good batch. So you can do, like for our family, when we make a batch of cheese sauce, we can do like nachos one night and then like tacos another night, or we could do like mac and cheese and tacos, or like you can use it for all sorts of stuff because it makes a pretty good batch.
Yeah. And I also really like it to smother burritos.
Yes. So good that way.
I'll just make a burrito and then pour the cheese sauce all over it, and then pour a pound of green chili on top of it.
And more garlic.
Perfection. And all the garlic. All right.
So
in terms of other toppings, salsa is always a good go-to. Sriracha is vegan.
Yep.
Friendly. Bonus. I don't know. Fun fact. Most hot sauces it's like hard to find any of that stuff that's not vegan these days.
And you can play, there's so many different kinds of salsa. You can totally play around with, there's like corn salsa and regular salsa, picante sauce. And I don't know how mango salsa would be on tacos, but maybe on certain kind of taco, you can figure that out. I don't know.
Do it up. Venture out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, lettuce, tomato, any veggies you want to put on it, avocado, etc., etc. Avocado is a good one to put if you don't like cheese or don't want cheese,
because you get the creamy.
It's a way to get that creamy and fat type of thing.
Yeah.
Without the cheese, so you could put sliced avocado instead.
Yes. Awesome.
All right. That, pretty much sums up tacos, right?
Yeah.
So let's just talk real quick about what, if you were going to put a side with your tacos.
There's really only two sides that I typically put on the side of tacos.
Especially if you have, this is my theory. If you have vegetables in your tacos, what do you need a side for? Because it's really it's a complete meal, right?
Yeah.
But
actually, I just thought there's three that I've done.
So let's just say you were going to do a side. What would it be?
Spanish rice.
Okay.
And my Spanish rice typically includes peppers also. Sauteed pepper. Papas. Some potatoes, like fried potatoes on the side. With like cumin and paprika and smoked paprika and garlic and onion. So you get sort of those flavors, the smoky flavors. And possibly calabacitas. And that's about it that I put on the side of my tacos. Did you think of anything else?
The only thing I thought of was beans.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sometimes you might want to do beans on the side. If you're having like, faux beef tacos.
See, for me, I'm the opposite. If I'm having faux beef tacos, it's like one of the three I said. But if I'm going to do like calabacita tacos, then I want beans on the side. Or if I'm doing fajitas, then I want beans on the side.
Or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought.
But that's just my association. That doesn't need to be anybody else's association.
Or for some people who want like two sides, beans are a good side.
Yes.
And I think that's like my New Mexican upbringing. It's like everything, anytime you have any like New Mexican food, the sides are beans and rice.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
beans and rice. Of course. We're having enchiladas with what? Beans and rice.
Yeah.
Tacos with what? Beans and rice.
Yeah.
So yeah, but mainly we'll have like a Spanish rice
Mm-hmm.
or calabacitas or papas, like you said.
Yeah.
And that really rounds out the meal
Mm-hmm.
nicely. Do you have anything else to say about tacos?
I mean, I feel like if you like fish tacos, that's the only one we didn't talk about.
Oh, yeah.
And you can do fish tacos with the Gardein fish fillets.
And we do that.
Or we've done fish sandwiches. I think we've done fish tacos
No,
once
we
or
have
twice.
several times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then you get coleslaw instead of lettuce.
Yes, exactly.
I love it with the coleslaw instead of lettuce.
So you get the Gardein fish, like fillet type things. Make those. Put those in whatever shell you want.
I like them in the corn tortilla shells. Like the soft corn tortilla shells, not the crunchy shells.
Mm-hmm.
Flour's pretty good, but I prefer the corn for some reason.
I'm really trying to picture what I prefer, and I can't right now.
Well, I keep thinking when we went to California and we stopped at, I don't know where we stopped, and we got fish tacos out in California one time, and they were just so good in those corn tortillas.
Okay. That's I probably did it however you did it, because that's how I do sometimes.
Because I make it, and then you're like, that looks so good, I'm going to copy you.
Yeah. Or I hate when I make my food, and then she makes hers, and then hers looks better. So that's why a lot of times I just copy her, so I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, instead of lettuce or whatever, you get the coleslaw.
Yeah.
Obviously without the dressing in it.
Right.
Maybe that's not obvious, but you do just the...
You just get the bag of coleslaw.
So it's like shredded
cabbage and
carrot or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I like to make a homemade tartar sauce
Mm-hmm.
to put in the tacos, which is very simple.
Sometimes cilantro and lime juice
Oh, yeah.
is really good, or lemon juice too.
Yeah.
Red
sure.
onion.
For sure.
So that's
And-
another good taco.
Yeah, the tartar sauce that I make, there's like not even a recipe
I know, you
for
just
it. I just throw it together, and it's basically like vegan mayo, either relish or chopped pickle, whatever we have on hand.
mm-hmm.
A little bit of sweetener. I usually use maple syrup.
Garlic?
Some garlic, of course. And I believe that's it.
lemon or something to get the tang.
Maybe
It's
sometimes.
been a while.
It depends if I'm using relish or chopped pickle, because sometimes the relish gives it that tang.
Gotcha.
But if I want a little more tang, I'll put some lemon juice, a squeeze of lemon,
Mm-hmm.
and then just taste it, and if and go
then-
from
yep.
there. So yeah, because I can't really link a recipe because there's not really one.
Maybe
So I
we'll write
wanted
one up
to-
for you.
yeah,
we'll have
I'll-
to have fish tacos so you can write up a
There you
recipe
go. I'll
for
figure
tartar
it out.
sauce.
Yeah. Because how much of each thing I have no idea. Throw it in a bowl until it tastes good.
Yeah.
So I'll work on that. Recipe forthcoming.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Always fun to talk about tacos.
Tacos.
And, it doesn't have to be Tuesday. It
No.
doesn't have to be a special
not-
occasion.
Do not limit yourself to only Taco Tuesday. Expand your horizons
No one
and have tacos as much as you want.
No one should ever have to wait for Tuesday
Yes.
to enjoy some tacos.
There is such variety in tacos. Have them every day if you want them every day.
Today is the perfect day.
There's our clip. My soft commercial voice.
What's the perfect date? April 25th with tacos.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was fun. Thank you for all your insights, Mickey.
Sure. Seriously, go have tacos.
One more pro tip, actually, that I want to say
okay.
before we're done. And this is your pro tip, so I'm going to give you credit for this.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Is when you make your taco, right? Say you're starting with a
Oh,
crunchy
yes.
taco. And
Yes.
then when you're
Do
about
this.
to eat it, you get a soft taco, like a flour tortilla,
Mhm.
and you put it on your plate.
Uh-huh.
That way, when like the fillings fall out as you eat, they fall right onto your soft taco shell and just start the startings of your next taco.
Yes. You have begun your next taco experience.
And you don't just have a mess on your plate. You just fill it up.
Exactly. Always
The
do
kids
that.
love that tip.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
There it is.
there it is. All right. Good times. Enjoy your tacos. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. We release new episodes every 2 weeks. You can always email us at plantbased@apnm.org or visit our website at apnm.org/plantbased for classes, recipes, and more resources.
See you in 2 weeks.